his or her attitude.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a system here that allows the assembly, which ordinarily should have been like a marketplace. The
Mm-hmm.
marketplace I mean here is a place where people can freely agitate for the right of their constituency. In
Right.
view of the fact that there is a mixture of persons, the persons I mean here are the political parties. So
Mm-hmm.
when you have a particular political party dominating the assembly, it will always be a yes, 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 yes activity or engagement because there wouldn't be any divergent view. And that view, I will tell you in all sincerity, will be the view of the people, the voice of the people. So what we have here today in the River State Assembly is almost like the voice of the government. Whatever thing they choose, whatever thing they decide, becomes the law for us. And once it is made as a law, you have no option than to obey
Obey it.
that law. Yes.
Interesting. It is quite interesting, and you know, I do believe that this will have a lot of implication on many things, not just this local government autonomy. It has its implication on pretty much every area of the country to have.
Of course, it should. Where you have a system that does not have any eye that could look at carefully a document that has been presented to say, in my view, I was thinking, this I think should be done in this way. We have a system that even before, let's say, a bill is presented to the House, there is a total agreement by all the members of the House of Assembly because there wouldn't be any disagreeing voice. So,
Mm-hmm.
save and until we have a voice that can look at the bills and scrutinize them properly. So, say, in the view of my party,
Right.
in the thinking of my party, in the thinking of my constituents, these and that are what we think reasonable and considerate. So be legislated upon by the Rivers State House of Assembly or even applicable to any other House of Assembly in the other part of the nation.
Mm.
We have a system that allows almost a particular political party to dominate an assembly. Like what we have here in Rivers State. They are all PDP members, and before a bill is presented to the House, they go through it. There is an agreement, there is a unanimous discussion as a matter of fact. So what they present to us becomes the order of the day. It does not, as a matter of fact,
That cannot be
it is not
healthy. That
limited.
cannot be healthy for the
It is
not just the
healthy.
political
It is not
space.
it
but
is not limited to the freedom or autonomy of the local government. It also affects our customary tools, chieftaincy tools, and even educational system. Every other sector in the state will be affected because there wouldn't be or there is no other eye that can reasonably also look at it and say, this, I think, should be done for Rivers people. So, but as for now, our hands are tied.
But
We don't have any
but
option
again,
than to obey.
how objective can the River State House of Assembly possibly be? Because some people can say, well, it doesn't really matter that they are all from the same political parties. They're different people, they're different individuals, they have different backgrounds, educational backgrounds and what have you. And this also makes them have different views and opinions that will not always be in alignment or agreement. But is it possible that they can be that objective? Considering that, very importantly, they are all of the same political party.
Well, before you think of being objective, you must also consider giving out your seat to another person. That is the system we have here. I will tell you in not entirety, I know very many sound minds that are today in the Rivers State House of Assembly.
Right.
Very many sound minds. Most of them I sat in the same class with them. Most of them are my colleagues. Most of them are my friends. Most of them are my associates. Today in the current Rivers State House of Assembly, after the assembly we discuss. So these are very sound minds. It does not have anything to do with the reasonability of the person in the House of Assembly, but it has a singular purpose, which is the political affiliation of the persons in the assembly. So they cannot be objective because what they discuss is the affairs of the party and not as it affects individuals from River State.
Interesting. All right. But do you think that, in your opinion, and I'm not speaking to you as a lawyer, but if you can also put a legal side to it, if you can back it up, I wouldn't mind. But from a personal point of view, do you think that this particular bill, seeking for the autonomy of local governments, will be passed by this assembly?
How can it be passed? How can it be passed? They have barely 6 months to leave office.
But this is a bill that has been in their custody for some time.
I understand. See, I will tell you that it cannot be passed because even if the governors of the state will not even allow that to be done. You understand? Because it is not like you are taking out food from the tables of the executive arm of the government at the state level. So it cannot be passed because of the interest. It is not because the business of the court, the business of the assembly may not allow it to be expeditiously done, but because of the political interest. And I will tell you, not sincerity, that every politician has interest. We cannot deny that fact. And you will always go to where your interest is majorly protected. So the interest of the executive arm would always be, see, this is not peculiar to the current administration. If another administration also comes in today, they will also replicate hook, line, and sinker what the current governor is doing or the current government is doing. So I have no blame for them, except to have a God sense who would look at it and say, okay, indeed, and again, before you also think of granting autonomy to the local government, let's also consider the quality of persons that are also heading the local government. Are there people who are also willing? To bring to the people the dividends of democracy
that
as
is
it
due,
would, or as it were in the Constitution? That is the question. Because it is even possible that the supervisory role that is being played by the executive arm of the government at the state level, it even will compel most of them to carry out projects at the local government. I have some local government that are very domiciled, very docile, people who are very, very lazy to work. Look at the likes of the local government chairman. Does he need a bill to tell you that this local government chairman is working? You don't need a bill. I'm not from the local government, but I will tell you not sincerity, the young man is working. So any local government that even wants to work does not need an autonomy bill. Right. A bill before you work. It is a question of mindset. So most of the local governments are also unwilling to work.
Well, Barrister Choco, thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much for your time and for bringing your wisdom to this one. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming on at such a short notice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, you've heard from the good barrister, and he's always my go-to person, all things legal himself, Barrister Henry Kine, Barrister Living Jamala, or Barrister Livingstone. These are the people I always go to for legal advice and for legal views on issues like this. But let's look at the last points that he made, and this is where we want to hinge this conversation on the fact that do these local government chairmen really need a bill of autonomy that gets them to control their funds before working? Because again, is it that there is no money coming to them anyways? Is it that there is nothing on the budget, no allocation for local governments at all that is within their control for them to work with? Do they really need a bill that grants them autonomy? Secondly, this bill, too, one of the things that it will serve to do is that, it's the person that is paying the piper that will dictate the tune, that will also dictate the dance. It is the tune that will dictate the dance that the dancers will dance. You know what I mean? So shouldn't the players now, which will be in this case the local government chairman, shouldn't they be in control of funds according to the law that is being prescribed in this bill? Shouldn't they be? And one of the things that will mean, or what it will imply, and the implication also will be that these local government chairmen will now start to do things that will touch the pulse of the people, right? They will now do more grassroots projects that will transform the fortunes of those in the local government. And those of us in Port Harcourt City, Obiakpo, we don't really feel like we're in local government per se. When we talk about local government, people like to think of rural areas and rural people. But yes, we too are a local government. And so if the local government chairmen have autonomy, have full control of their funds as they come from the federal government, is going straight to their accounts without the interference of the governors, without the governors, being the ones now to say, yeah, you bring your budget, let me now give you what you will need. You get what I mean? So it will mean so that they will not also have any reason not to work because they are giving you the money. So no excuse. We cannot hold you accountable. But in this case, we cannot really hold you accountable if you say, well, I am not in control of the money. So any excuse or excuses that they give will have to fly because they are not the ones in charge of disbursing funds. at least not to that extent as prescribed in this particular bill. But I'd like to know what you think. What do you think about this local government autonomy bill that is yet to be domiciled, that is yet to be domesticated in Rivers State? And the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, is calling on states' houses of assembly to domesticate this particular bill for the good of the entire people of Nigeria. Let me know, 0811-7431-021 and 0705-0791021. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt. Hello, good morning. All right, call me back. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, welcome. What's your name?
My name is Alfred Todd. I'm calling you from Emoha.
Yes, please go ahead.
I want to say that until and unless the advice or the position of the Vice President, Osinbajo, is taken, then the local government chairmen, their hands remain to be tied on the local government phone. My sister, do you know how governors operate with the houses of assembly? And do you know that there are laws on how that on houses of assemblies of different states that can suspend a local government chairman? And in that regard, you know how the governors romance with the state houses of assembly. So until the position of the vice president is being taken, nothing would happen. The state governors would continue to control the local government autonomy. This is my take, Alfred.
All right, thank you so much, Alfred, for joining me with your take this morning, and I really, really appreciate it. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Good morning, my sister.
Good morning, Mr. Hafiz, welcome.
Hafiz, God bless you. You have said it on my last sister. If the local government autonomy can come direct from the federal government, it will be better. This thing matter of state government, before we sit down, do the budget, you don't even know how much that is coming to local government. You don't know how much, whether the local government chairman is doing the project. You don't even know, everything just there black for the eye of the people. If this thing can come direct to the local, from federal government to local government chairman, you will see that a lot of local government will improve. A lot of local government will come forward, will move forward. There won't be an argument, anything. That is my advice. They should try and help us to make sure that their money come direct from federal government to their account.
Okay. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt. All right, I lost that one. But let's not forget, too, there are some local government chairmen with their own no good. Their own no good. They're just going to turn to something else overnight. But again, if the law says and if the law recommends that they maintain autonomy, then shouldn't they, regardless of their personal traits, should they continue to have people watching over them? Shouldn't it now be their constituents, who would call them to accountability and hold them responsible for anything good or bad that is done in the local government area instead of the governor? Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt. Welcome, Daddy Gio, welcome.
Happy New Week.
Same to you, Ken Billions. Go ahead.
The truth must be told. Like I said in point blank today, this issue will not be resolved. As far as the governors are the one piloting the election, having a state INEC, because we need federal intervention. The third tier of government is under siege. Because I don't see a situation, a governor conduct election in party, all of them won the election. What do you expect? They only join account with the state government. The government, they still receive 50 million, 70 million, governor giving 30, 40. What do you expect? I don't blame any of the local government that is not performing well. So if we must move forward, like instance I gave you, Boko was a suspend Port Harcourt local government chairman last year, no beer. But what is the reason? Because he collecting revenue from a fruit gas, whatever. Those people are not free. There's no autonomy. State assembly cannot do it. They are rubber stamped to all the state governors. So let us go to National Assembly. That's why I wanted to go National Assembly. Let us make bill to make sure we remove.
Well, even if we make those bills, they still have to be domesticated. They have to bring it home and domesticate it
there's
for it to even make sense or work. But I appreciate
There
your
should be-
comments, though. Thank you so much. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Hello, good morning.
Kamile Tambari, go ahead. Welcome.
Yes. The reason why this issue as regard to the local government fund being tampered cannot be solved is because I think when before the local government chairman emerges, there was an understanding between them and the governor as regard to you must be 100% loyal. I don't know whether you are aware of that, but if you are not aware, I want to put it to you that there was an understanding like that. You must be 100% loyal. And that loyalty is that whatever it comes from, mostly when it involves the governor of the state, you must be loyal. No matter how they try to coin the endorsement of local government autonomy by state assembly and whatever, as far as these people were being appointed by the governor of Rivers State to be local government chairman, this matter cannot be solved. Then, secondly, the governor was the first one to attack the president for saying local governors are interfering in
they're stealing local government funds. Yeah.
Yeah. There is one thing that happened when before Jesus was being crucified. Jesus asked his disciples, he said, someone among you will betray me. It was that same person. It was that same person who wanted to betray Christ. Who said, Christ, are you saying it is me who is going to betray you? My father told me this thing, that any day money is lost in the house and you ask for and they begin to attack you, watch that very person. The governor of Rivers State was the first one to start attacking, and his allies were the first one to start attacking the president for saying that governors are interfering in local government funds. That's to tell you that.
So you are now saying that because of that, he is the Judas in this situation.
Not be from my mouth. Where you go?
You are the one that carried the matter to me this morning, and you are you are quoting Bible for me now this morning.
Yes, that is what I'm telling you. Even it affects the minimum wage of the local government.
Now you get mind quote Bible. You know if you get mind finish the Bible verse where you quote. Come later, Barry. You're looking for trouble. All right, still Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt, and we are talking about the issue of local government autonomy. A few states have domesticated the bill suggesting that local government should control their funds, their allocation from the federal government should go straight to them and shouldn't get, there should not be any interference by state governors. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know where you want to look at it from, but Rivers State happens to be one of the few states yet to domesticate that particular bill so that it becomes the way it is, becomes law, so to speak, in the state. And there are different reasons. We're not even going into the reasons why not, why they have not assented to it, why the State Assembly has not seen it fit to even discuss it and then send it over to the governor to assent or not to assent. We're not getting into that, but we're looking at, does it make any difference if a local government chairman wants to work? There's money. Isn't there money to work with? Don't they have their allocations anyways? Won't they work? Is this not an excuse to be lazy? Is it not an excuse for the lazy ones to say, well, we're not in control of funds, is what they give us that we use? But we can also see that there are some local government chairmen that are working with what is made available to them. They farm, Now, that's on the one hand. On the other hand, we're also asking the question, doesn't it make sense, for these chairmen, local governments, to actually have autonomy in such a way that they will now carry out projects that they want to, that they need, and not the one that the government or the governor thinks they need. It's a different thing when somebody saying, this my sister be like saying we need this, But there's a difference from asking you, come, what do you need? And then you say it, and then things now happen to meet your need. There's actual real needs assessment carried out. I'd like to know what you think. 08117431021, 0705-079-1021. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
My sister, good morning.
Good morning, Oga Bright. Welcome.
Yes, so morning, breakfast for Port Harcourt. Happy New Week.
Same to you, my brother. Go ahead.
My sister, I will start to accuse you of being the spokesman of the critics of this state.
How so? Go ahead.
Okay, let me go to what Governor criticized.
You want to accuse me now, please? You won't put allegation for my head. Make I hear.
You are my sister. I will not put allegation on your head. Those that don't allow those people to convince you, because we know what they want. They should prepare for 2023 and go and cast their vote and deliver their candidate.
Absolutely.
No amount of propaganda.
Okay.
My sister, if you move around the whole 23 local government of this state, you will see all the local government chairmen. They are working. They are doing projects. Okay, I came from a chain. There is no word in a chain that the current local government chairman have not started projects. No word. Go and ask. No word in a chain that this young man have not started project. Or go to Obia for every other local government. Last time, local government commission project. Well, if Governor Wike have been interfering for their location and their money, how would they be paying salary? How would they be carrying project? Or they go and price a bag of cement today and a rod for building. Go and price all these building material, road things. Go and price how much it costs today. You will know that the local government, all these projects that they are doing, they are trying, and nobody is interfering in their material allocation. If the government is interfering or putting hand in their money, that I don't think they will be carrying on all these projects. So those calling and criticizing, doing parable, Christ, this and that, or be my sister. No amount of propaganda that will save them in this state. They should go and prepare.
All right.
Please.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day, my
Thank you.
sister.
Have a nice
God
day
bless
to you.
you.
Bless you too. Last caller. Good morning, Super FM Port Harcourt.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Promise Okorika. I'm calling you from Isaka, Okrika local government.
Thank you so much for joining me. Go ahead.
Thank you. I want to say that we are not only talking about states, River State.
Right.
We are talking about the 36 states of the Federation.
But most especially, we're talking about River States, because this is our concern. We can look at other states, reference them, but our focus is on River State.
I would prefer so that I can make a comment.
Yes, but make your comments. Go ahead. Go ahead and make your comments.
I want to make an overview.
Please go ahead.
Okay, my comment is overview. What I'm trying to say is that for local government to have an autonomy, then the INEC should conduct local government elections.
Right.
That will automatically make them independent, and thereby making other political parties to have their roots in the grassroots.
Mm-hmm.
Because if state governors continue to conduct elections in each of the local government, 724 local government areas, we will continue to have this challenge. That is the way I look at it.
Right.
Because they will determine when PDP, let's assume PDP is the governor of the state, PDP will win all the local government areas, and that will affect development in the local area.
Right.
But if a non-popular political party has a root and win, and out of the 23 local government area, for instance, 2, 3, 4 local governments are won by other political parties.
Yes.
You will see that there is opposition, and then there will be rooted projects in the community.
Right.
If not that, I think it will be impossible. That means that we have to make the amend on the constitution.
All right, then.
That will now help local government chairmen, because they know that the elections are conducted by national. You will see that they will perform.
Okay.
Because if you don't perform, you may not have the opportunity to come back.
All right. Last caller this time around. All right. Thank you for your comment. And I quite agree with you, divergent views are not so bad. Criticism, conversations, arguments sometimes can be healthy. It makes for informed decision. And it makes it so that even though it has its downsides, because, bills the rigors of passing a bill will be too much when there are opposing views from opposing political parties. And sometimes some people will just take a position to undo. They may just take a position, a disagreeing position, a disagreeable, disposition to just make things difficult for the opposition. That too could happen. But one thing that we can guarantee will happen is the fact that those logical, sensible, visible to even the blind, loud enough for the deaf to hear, those projects and bills that would ultimately benefit everybody will see the light of day, will actually, and not the ones that will benefit a certain class of people or a certain group of people. That's a fact, that is one of the things that will happen. And it will also make people begin to lobby well, which is something that is also healthy for politics, for any space, political space in general. But again, we know what is right to do. Everybody knows what is the right thing. The government, those in leadership positions, they know what needs to happen. And until we decide to do what needs to happen for the overall good of the people, and not just for the good of the ruling class and the ruling party, because again, it is sweet when now they do the eyes have it, as it is sweet us, they pain them. But in the end, it should be for the overall good of the people. Thank you for being a part of the Super Breakfast Show today. And anything that you're not happy about in this government, both nationally and locally here in the state, you have your PVC to help guide you. Go and vote out the people you don't like. I have to leave right now because up next is Credo Estate, Credo World. They're coming with a Christmas promo for you. Do not change the dial. It's Super 93.3 FM Port Harcourt. But as I'll say, drink a lot of water and mind your business today.
Everyone needs a superhero.
You've heard about it. It's real.
It is. It's Super FM, Nigeria's #1 family, lifestyle, talk and urban radio station.
Super FM.
Hello, our wonderful listeners. Thank you very much for being with us here. I have in the studio the boss of all bosses. He is the CEO of Credo World International. Good to have you here.
Hi, good to have you, mister. Thank you.
So we are looking at the December season and Christmas. Let's talk about the Christmas discount sale promo that your Credo World International has to offer to the people.
All right, December, first of all, we all know that is actually the month of giving. Christmas is a period when people give and take. But first of all, let me say thank you for having me here. Thank you, I really appreciate. And of course, that I won't take for granted. We're talking about Christmas. Christmas is a month of giving. It's a month where you share pleasantries with your loved ones, okay? And